A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In an unprecedented diplomatic move, U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are scheduled to meet in Anchorage, Alaska, on Friday, August 15, 2025. This highly anticipated summit comes at a critical time, as the ongoing conflict in Ukraine has reached a boiling point, with casualties mounting and millions displaced. The meeting marks the first in-person encounter between the two leaders since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, and it carries significant implications for global politics and security. As news of the summit spread, European leaders have been vocal in their reactions, with many expressing skepticism about the potential outcomes. Notably, British officials have urged their European counterparts to refrain from what they describe as unhelpful running commentary regarding the talks. Concerns have been raised that public demands made by figures such as French President Emmanuel Macron and German politician Friedrich Merz may backfire, potentially alienating Trump and jeopardizing the delicate peace negotiations. In contrast, British Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer has opted for a more discreet approach, choosing to influence the discussions from behind the scenes rather than making public statements. This strategy reflects a belief among UK officials that private diplomacy may yield better results than public posturing, which could provoke a backlash from the US administration. A source quoted in The Telegraph emphasized that the UK's non-confrontational stance aims to maintain a constructive dialogue with the US, in stark contrast to the more aggressive tactics employed by some European leaders. The Anchorage summit is set against a backdrop of heightened tensions and differing perspectives on the conflict in Ukraine. Trump has characterized the meeting as a listening exercise aimed at gauging Putin's sincerity regarding a potential ceasefire. He has expressed a willingness to explore options for peace, including the controversial idea of land swaps between Ukraine and Russia. However, these remarks have raised alarms among Ukrainian officials and their European allies, who view any territorial concessions as unacceptable. The stakes of the meeting are further complicated by the absence of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who was not invited to participate in the talks. The White House has indicated that Putin specifically requested a one-on-one format, which Trump agreed to in hopes of gaining a clearer understanding of Russia's position. While Trump has indicated a willingness to include Zelensky in future discussions, this initial exclusion has drawn criticism from various quarters, including European leaders who stress that any resolution to the conflict must involve Ukraine directly. As the summit approaches, the international community is watching closely, with many hoping for a breakthrough that could lead to an end to the protracted war. However, both Trump and Putin face significant pressures from their respective constituencies, which may complicate efforts to reach a consensus. The Kremlin has made clear its demands for recognition of its territorial claims in Ukraine, while the Ukrainian government remains steadfast in its refusal to concede any ground. In the lead-up to the summit, European Union leaders have issued a statement reaffirming their support for Ukraine and urging Trump to prioritize their security interests during the discussions. The joint statement from 26 EU nations acknowledged Trump's efforts to address Russia's aggression, but emphasized that any path to peace must include Ukraine's voice. As the world awaits the outcome of this historic meeting, the implications for international relations and the future of the Ukraine conflict remain uncertain. The Anchorage summit could either pave the way for much-needed dialogue and resolution or further entrench divisions between the US, Russia, and Europe. With tensions running high and expectations low, all eyes will be on the two leaders as they navigate the complex landscape of modern geopolitics. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.